Viewers, hello, welcome back to another Football Manager 2018 series on the channel. We're kicking off something new, and it's the return of the complete playthrough series. Now, last year we had it, but there's going to be a few alterations to this season of the complete playthrough series, in that it's not going to be entirely complete. While I thought the Liverpool series last year was great, and people seemed to really like it, we did some live streams at the end, which people seemed to enjoy, the issue I had with it is that sometimes my want to show you everything meant that actually you didn't really see anything. We had some episodes, some games where it was a little bit routine. Now I'm going to try and cut some of those games out of this season, maybe show you some replays from them, maybe show you some highlights from those games, but not show you everything. If I'm not showing you something new or something that's important to the save, I don't necessarily think you need to see it. I think part of a complete playthrough should be that you see the progression and you see things happen. If there's important games and things like that and players can grow within those games, then yes, you should see them. But games against like essentially dead robbers, games that don't matter as much, we'll try and leave out. Another change to the series is that, much like last year, we kept with Liverpool for 2 years. I'll let you vote on that. The vote will be the same, but the vote now will be whether we move, well, not whether we move clubs, we will be moving clubs. That's the thing. Every single year, at the end of the year, we will change teams. So we will resign from the post that we're at, regardless of how well we did. We're starting with, I should say straight away, we're starting with the top managerial attributes as a motivator, because I think that I'm going to have that reputation to get other clubs around Europe. Of course, if it goes badly, we'll be going down a little bit. And if we get sacked, we'll be going down. If we get offered jobs, that's an interesting scenario. I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. But I am going to give you the option at the end of every season, as we resign and take on a new job, you will get to decide where that job is. So let's start things off then. We've chosen the Eredivisie. We've gone with Ajax, who in recent years in the Eredivisie have been not the powerhouse that you think you might know. Last 3 years, they've come second every single time. PSG, that's a good start, but PSV and Feyenoord have been winning the league. And Ajax, after a very successful spell under De Boer, have really fallen off the pace a little bit. And by that, I mean, I actually expect to be one of the top dogs in the Eredivisie, and they haven't won it for 3 years. That is a long time for Ajax. There's been times before where this has happened, but when you consider they won it 4 times in a row, to then not win it in the next 3 seasons is poor. And in my opinion, it's not necessarily down to the squad. The squad that they've got is very good. There's a nice blend of mainly youth, but some experience in there as well. I guess Klaas-Jan Huntelaar is a man that stands out, that's been around the block a little bit. Real Madrid, AC Milan, a very successful spell at Schalke most recently. And he's obviously a very familiar face in the Eredivisie as well. He's played for many clubs in this division. So the question is, what are we going to be able to do as Ajax? Of course, the objective is going to be to win the Eredivisie, but aside from that, is there much else we can achieve? Well, we've got a Champions League best placed qualifier coming up, and we'll probably do that in one of the future episodes against Nice. You'll notice there that some of the friendlies have been played. Again, you're not going to learn too much in those friendlies, nor am I. So I figure we might as well go straight into it with a friendly match today, and we'll see how we get on within that. And we get to meet the team a little bit, because I think part of playing Football Manager is you want to play matches. So let's do that. I didn't do that in my Arsenal series that, of course, you can check out, but we'll do it today with Ajax. Of course, I can attend the meeting. Now, I've not done too many meetings this year on Football Manager, so here we go then. Ajax are obviously a club with a lot of history. The fans really appreciate it when a newly appointed manager takes time to increase their knowledge of the club. I know all about. I've just gone through the previous seasons. I'll say that's a good idea though. I have some philosophies that we'll let them just pick them. It's Ajax. I don't want to come in here with my philosophies. It won't work out. It's traditionally told a press conference when signing a new manager. Go on then, I guess we'll do that. And okay, thanks for the introduction. I hope to have a long, successful career at Ajax, apart from when we leave at the end of the season. Aaron Winter's turned up. He's my coach. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the coaching staff at Ajax may well be new. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. I think if I'm right, here we go. This is different staff. Okay, there's a staff page now. Some of the staff lists, I don't necessarily think, yes. I think due to licensing, Ajax don't have their stuff. That might be something to focus on quite early on. So we'll maybe look at that either today or next episode. We'll see. Right, back to the inbox, there was stuff going on. We've been given a background. Obviously, a very successful club over the years. European Champions Cup winners, European Cup Winners' Cup, won a Europa League there as well, although it's called Euro Cup there. And 33 times have they won the Eredivisie. And they played the Amsterdam Arena, which is a lovely stadium, massive stadium, 54,000 seats. One of the biggest in the Eredivisie. I'm not sure if it's the biggest. I think it might well be. Right. We've got some objectives. You can see there the board straight away. Win the Eredivisie. No, there's no other option. Just go out there and win it. We get 13 million to spend. What if we say we're going to win the Dutch Cup? It's not the changes aren't really enough for me to say it. Right, well, if we can get past Nice, that'll be objective number 1 complete. But I've got to say, Nice, as an Ajax manager, that's pretty tough. Right, squad dynamics. You've got Schoen, Veltman and Huntelaar, 3 of the more experienced players in the side. Veltman, actually, how old is Veltman? 25, still one of the most experienced players at the club. You've got Schoen there as well, who's a decent little player. Klaas-Jan Huntelaar too, and yeah, there's some good players here. We'll see how we get on. They've got 15 other players. I say very young squad. And that's going to be interesting. We shall introduce ourselves in a passionate manner. Hello, everyone. It's me. Good to see you all. We can win the title this year. They agree. And that's the sort of reaction we were looking for. Everyone seems delighted. Lovely old job. Right, as I say, we've got this friendly coming up. And this is going to give me an opportunity to select a team, see maybe where we've got our strengths and weaknesses. But there's not long to go before these qualifying matches against... Hello, £60 million for Hakim Ziyech. I think Ziyech, maybe Ziyech. I think that's how you'd say it. Ziyech, Hakim Ziyech. Probably our best player at the club, and for £16 million, well, that would give me a lot. How much money do we get if we sell our players at this stage? There's the percentage bit is gone. Oh no, 90%. There it is. At 90%, then, so you would get, at least 12 million of that. Is it worth it? That's a lot of money. I feel like if Juventus are interested, there's plenty of clubs interested. We should reject the offer and say it's not good enough and try and get more if we can. I wasn't expecting to sell my best player immediately. I'll say that much. We'll go for the trading camp. Lovely old job as my other camera decides to turn itself off. Goodbye, camera. I will notice, by the way, you may be able to hear it very slightly because I've moved house. This room is a little bit echoey, so you just have to bear with me for the first few episodes before I start putting pictures of probably my own face up. There's a few questions regarding Ajax. I will do as I always do. Do fill expectations. I'm very happy with the direction we're going in. You've taken a step into Football Manager. You've been 26 years of age. I mean, yes, that's true. There's plenty of examples of young managers doing well. Everyone will get a chance to prove they're worthy. I have a wealth of targets in mind. I do, actually. And while some managers are famous for their hands-on approach, others maintain a more reserved manner with their players. How do you see your management style? Okay, well, to suggest I've got a style is bold. I think things work best when players are valued as footballers, or people and footballers. Despite some high quality performances with a squad filled of talent, Ajax have been unable to win many competitions of late. You must be hoping to change that. No, I'm hoping we continue the failure. What a stupid question. Yes, of course it is. And the league will obviously be the focus, and I think we need to improve the midfield more than anywhere else. And we'll talk about that in just a moment as we go through the team. So, let's take a look there. We've got this friendly coming up. Against a side whose name I'm avoiding at all costs because it's difficult, and we'll see. Right, team selection. Here we go then. Let's see what we're working with right now. Now, I did do a stream save with Ajax, so I am somewhat familiar with their team. It was about a year and a bit ago now, but most of the players still here. Obviously, some big exits in recent years as well, though. Players like Davison Sanchez have gone, and that was a big loss, frankly. David Klaassen, another one. Trying to hope now that he definitely played for Ajax. Yeah, he did. Right, okay. So, in goal, Onana. He's definitely going to play for me, 100%. Probably our best goalkeeper by a little bit of a distance as well, if we're being honest. And, not much more needs to be said. The Cameroonian comes in. At right back, now this is where we've got a bit of a conundrum. I think we're going to go with this Luis Ojula guy. If you take a look at him, you can see physically really good, good crossing as well. Marking and tackling's okay, but really well-rounded for a 21-year-old, and hopefully will progress. I think part of being an Ajax manager, it's a bit of a shame that we're only doing one season with them, but I do think it's a really nice place to start. They're a top team in their league, but they're not a top team in Europe, and that's obviously where we're trying to sort of go with this. This series could last all year, so we're starting at a decent-sized club. Right, I say it's decent-sized, probably the biggest club in Holland. Some people watching might not agree, but that's what I think. Veltman and Vergaiva, I think that's how you'd say it. Or Giver are going to be in the centre, although Vergaiva can play at left back if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Oh, do we play him there? He's not the quickest though, and I think actually, based on some of his attributes, he's 6 foot as well. We've not got a wealth of centre back options. I think what we'll do then is we'll see if we've got any good left backs. Vobber isn't. Oh no, we've got Dykes actually, or Dykes, one of those. He'll play left back, I think. Okay, yeah, we're going to play him in the centre. I'm going to be bold. Right, central midfield. We'll sort roles out in the future. I think Van der Beek has to be in there. Probably with... Oh, this is interesting now. Who do we play him in there with? Again, we'll sort roles out in a moment. I'm probably going to go with Sinkgraven in a playmaker-y sort of role. Support playmaker. And then Van Beek can probably play as... maybe we'll put a bit of, we'll play 2 playmakers a little bit. That could be. I mean, we're Ajax. We can risk these sort of things. Right, wingers. We've got plenty of those. Do we play our main man in the centre or out wide? I think he likes to play as an inside forward, so we'll let him do that. In the centre, probably Shown, right? I think that's who we're going to play there. Yes. Then on the left-hand side, we have. Oh, hello. There's a choice here to be had. I think we'll go with Clivert to begin with. Okay, what's his surname? I do like him. He's still quite young, I imagine. Yeah, 19. We'll give him the game some. His crossing's poor. Everything else is really good, though. So we're going to give him the game. And up top, we're going to go with Dolberg over Huntelaar. But both can play there. Right, role-wise, let's go through a few of these. Dolberg can play as a complete forward. I absolutely love that. Shown's more of... we've got a lot of playmakers in the centre. It's very playmakery. And... Certainly doesn't love playing out on the left. Like, I want to play a winger. Really, got Sim de Jong as well. You know, Eunice is a very good player. I think we should play him there instead. 23 years of age. Yeah, we're gonna play him there instead if it lets me. Does it let me? Please let me. There we go. Inside forward again. Yes, right. So we've got quite a nice balance there. Centre back might be an area then that we need to improve. I'm immediately thinking. That's what we need to do. We've got the Austrian, Voba, at the back, who we could just play in every game, and he'd come through and be marvellous. But he's got 11 marking to start with. Everything else is pretty good. I mean, heading's okay, tackling's okay, but... yeah. I've just taken off there. That was an airplane. I'm gonna try him in this friendly and see how he does. See if he can form a partnership with Veltman, because that would be really good. We've got a nice experience with Veltman to his right hand side. It would be a nice combination, but it might be the area in which we look to strengthen if we just quickly put everybody else on the bench that's allowed to. We've got 1 injury. Huntelaar, I can't believe he's on the bench in this team. He's moved to Ajax. He cannot believe it. Right, let's get into this then. Let's play our first match, and we get to take a look at the match engine for the first time on the channel. So, what we're going to do, you can see our area of weakness might well be the sense. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, they've got faces, some of them as well. Of course, I'll be getting badge packs, face packs, but Ajax already have their badge in-game, which isn't too bad. Gökhan Inler plays for this team that we're playing against, as does Alabior. Elia, is it Elia? Elia. Elia. Where did that come from? Elia. It's just saying it for not... I've not seen it for a while. Then you see it and you're like, I know that name. And then I said it wrong anyway. Right then, passionately say, pre-season or not, go out and win matches like this. This is set to be a pretty tricky match, though, in my opinion. Right. In terms of the way we're going to view this, first of all, we've got match stats over there. Okay, lovely. Do they go back in there? Lovely. What we're going to do then, TV, we're going to go for the lowest height. I might have played this before. So what we're going to do, we play the lowest height. I think this is the best way to watch Football Manager this season. This camera angle, for me, of course, 2D is still a thing, and if there's a massive outcry of, we want 2D, give us 2D, then we'll probably switch back to 2D. But as things stand right now, I think this is what we go with. And you can see the ball actually, it's a bit too quick, if anything. We'll slow it down just a touch. Right, we're in the blue, they're in the orange. And as the ball's played in, you can see the lovely new stadium, some lovely orange seats as well. Sintgraven out on this left-hand side. Dux plays it in, and it's cleared just about towards the edge. Van der Beek plays it back in, strike on goal, saved by the goalkeeper. Now, I do find the ball a little bit difficult to see on this year's game, so you're going to have to tell me, comment section, do we change the style up a little bit? Again, this is the beta of Football Manager, and that should be remembered if there's any sort of buggy things that happen. I mean, if, like, for example, losing a draft mode 7-3 or 7 or 8-4, which is what happened last year to me, that was painful. They're bringing it forward, though. I assume they're Turkish, this team, as they smashed the post. Blimey. I say I assume they're Turkish. I actually don't know. We should probably find out a little bit more. Yeah, they are Turkish. Okay, right. They've got Gael Clichy as well. They've clearly got a lot of money. They've got some really big players playing for them. As it comes out to Emre on the edge, and Onana with a save, palms it away. And you can see our fans in the corner there, near the clubhouse. Love that. I mean, I do like the stadiums this year. There's a little bit more nuance to them, you know, they're a little bit nicer, and I can get on board with that as the ball's whipped in. So what do you think then? Team-wise, I think we get a centre-back in, probably a more defensive midfielder. Full-back, I think we're probably going to be okay. Goalkeeper, I'm quite happy. Midfield across the wings as well, really pleased. And striking-wise, with Dolberg and Huntelaar, I think it's a really nice mix. Maybe one more striker, I'll have to wait and see. We've got Justin Clivert that can play all sorts of positions. But yeah, something to think about. So far in this game, by the way, I've kept it on standard. I mean, to be clear, I was going to do this anyway, but it's on standard, it's on balanced, everything is very down the line for this first game. There's no point in trying to adopt a style immediately. As you can see, it's working brilliantly. Ziyech with the goal, and although there's lots of clubs interested, I mean, if there's any scouts here, they'll have been loving that, and he gets the first goal. of our Ajax campaign. Nice to see it do something though. We've got a reverse angle now. Oh, I kind of quite like the fact it's a reverse TV angle. As the ball's played in, you can see it from this side. I actually quite like that. Boom. Across the keeper. Lovely goal. The net's come up a little bit as well, which is nice. I think graphically the game is quite pretty. You know, I'm a fan of it. Right. Moving forward as we go a little bit more into this first half, hopefully we'll do all right. I'm a bit worried about it because I want to start off with a win. You don't want to start your managerial campaign with a defeat, do you? As it's played across to Dolberg. Well, he's going to make sure that's not the case. Schoen assists him, and a great finish from Dolberg. He's one of he's one of Europe's hottest properties, isn't he? Like, you want to see the best out of him. I quite like the fact we've got a reverse angle for these goals. I don't know. You just get to see it from their perspective. Boom, there it goes. Lovely finish from Dolberg. You get to see sort of the goalkeeper positioning and all sorts. Quite like that. Quite enjoyed it. Of course, if you've not tried out the camera angles this year, there's some really good ones. We should maybe flick through a few. You've got 2D Classic, which is, in my opinion, it's a mix between the new 2D that they had and 2D Classic. They've removed two options. They've given us one 2D option now, but it's sort of an in-between option of the two. Just show us for extended highlights, hence this is taking forever. Adebayor with a chance though, and Onana saves it. We've got sideline view, and again, you can play with all of these. I think that's the best part of it. You can play with the heights and whatnot, and change things around a little bit. There's some here that you can get to look really nice, so I definitely recommend you trying them out. Behind the goal is another one. I think behind the goal is actually quite a nice one. You can zoom in with your scroll wheel as well, by the way. That might be something some people didn't know. But yeah, quite this angle here. Hopefully you can see that quite well. It's quite nice. I'm a fan of it. Right. We'll carry on though, look at a few of the others, as we might score a goal here. Vertical scrolling, as we do score a goal, Ziyech with it. Again, this would be an interesting, like, if I didn't play Football Manager for the internet, like, so you could see the videos, I would probably play in camera angles like this, because I just think they look quite nice. I wouldn't probably do it all the time, and we'll see a replay of this goal. We're absolutely dominating this team of sort of like former Premier League legends. I mean, Clichy Adebayor, they've got Inlet, he won a Premier League, so he's a legend in my opinion, and there you are then, ball slotted home, he's beating his chest like he's nobody's business, holy smokes. And, I mean, it's going really well, what can I say? I mean, I've already proved to Europe that I'm a manager of expertise, which is what I was expecting. So we get to half time. Does it give me... Oh, here we are. We get a little summary of what's been going on. I loved it. This is probably my favourite screen. One of my favourite screens on the game. Another screen, actually, that people might not be aware of, that I'm going to show you. Speller winning, that's nice. Is this. If you go to analysis... no, not analysis. This is not it. Okay, bear with me. We'll find it in just a moment. Dressing room to begin with. Here's my favourite screen. I can't find it. Team Talk's gone well. No, let me show you this. If we go there and then go to... I will find it. Just got to trust me. If we go to player performance or ratings... No, it's not this. I can't... There's a... Has it gone? Like, where... hang on. We will get this if it's the last thing I bloody do. Player performance? No. Where's it gone? Hang on. Am I okay? I've got all these ones I don't want now. Oh, God, this should be edited. Okay, what I'm concluding is that it's probably only available in league matches, but it's the way that match stats at Ajax stats are displayed now. For whatever reason, I just can't find them. I don't know if I'm just being dim, though. Like, where are they? Anyway, let's get the camera back to what it was. I said a complete playthrough. You've not seen the mess I've just gone through. Where is it? I don't know. We're just going to have to carry on as normal as the ball's played through towards Dolberg, who decided not to run. And, oh, it's a penalty. That's why he didn't run. Well, okay, Ziyech with the penalty. I mean, the scouts across Europe here are going to be absolutely loving his performance so far. Just strike it in, mate. Not a bother. Boom. Lovely penalty too. 4-0. I mean, his arms, he does some magical things with them. So far, a really good performance. This is kind of what I was expecting. Like, I mean, we're a well-oiled machine. We've played a few friendlies already. I'd be disappointed at this point in the campaign we weren't doing better, like doing this well. Tactically, should we make a couple of changes? This is a lovely little screen. We'll bring De Jong on. He's one of our attacking midfielders. It shows the positions as well, which is really nice. Hang on, have we got two? Oh, no, okay. Frankie De Jong. I'll be honest, I wasn't aware of Frankie de Jong, but Frankie de Jong must be on the pitch immediately. Nuri's here as well, which is interesting. They've got Nuri, who of course is currently out at the moment, but he's down to retire in 2020. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that? I mean, I assume it is. It's interesting though. The 20-year-old, hopefully he recovers somehow. Yeah, it's an awful situation with Nuri, but hopefully he gets better and we'll see him again. But yeah, it's strange that he's set to retire in 3 years. I don't know what the thinking behind that is. Anyway, we'll play on. The team I don't like their kit, if I'm honest. I think that's probably their biggest downfall, is that their kit it's a bit too orange as Adebayor plays it around. They're playing some nice football, but they're 4-0 down. So what's it worth as Van Beek gets in there? Maybe we don't need defensive midfielders if he's doing that sort of job. And Dykes has got a very large headpiece. It's almost Afro-esque, isn't it? I think I've just made up a word there. Shown. He's got it at his feet. You can see this is what we want to see, really. Considering we've got no instructions, this is kind of how I want us to play. Just keeping it in the midfield, playing it towards Dolberg, who hopefully will have slightly more clear-cut chances than that in the future. But that's what I want to see. I think a possession-based style, keeping the passing fairly short, but actually when I think about it, we've got wingers, we want to get the best out of them. Maybe you want to get them in behind, play slightly more direct at certain times, and that's going to be interesting to see if we can do that. Looking for the overlap with the fullbacks as well. When you're Ajax, when you're in a division like the Eredivisie, you want to be able to dominate games, otherwise you're not really doing your job properly, in my opinion, if you're Ajax. If you're not winning every game by a couple, and then making sure the games against the sort of the rivals, Feyenoord, your PSVs, that sort of team, if you're not competitive against them, that's when you're going to lose the league. It's very rarely going to be against the lesser sides. Hence, that when I said at the start of this episode that I don't want to show you everything, there'll be some games that we're going to gain very little from, and I want to make sure that the series progresses. I don't want to be sat for ages playing through sort of 5 games where sometimes we don't need to. I'm going to show you when things change, how things are moving, and most of all, with a save like Ajax, you want to see the progression with some of the youngsters, maybe bring some players through from the academy and get them involved and seeing how they progress over a season, or just with game time sometimes. So I think that'll be interesting to see. And then I think Ajax is, I'd say, it's a good first project into management. I think if any manager was given the opportunity to have his first job at Ajax, then ordinarily you've gone to great things, right, Frank de Boer? Doesn't matter. As the time ticks down then, full time here. We win our first game, 4-0. There's a little bit of post-match stuff going on as well. I've got no idea where the player stats are. I seem to have lost them. I'm sure they were here once before, but no longer. We'll just have to deal with that, I guess. It must be to do with the league. We must be able to see them in the league format. And there we are then, Team Talk sorted. Leave the match. Next episode then will be a game against Nice to kick things off. That's going to be really interesting. In the Champions League, the winner goes to the group stages. That's going to be a fun one. Hopefully you look forward to it. If you enjoyed the first episode, we've had a little bit of a chat. We've gone through a few things. Do leave a like. Of course, this is going to be slightly different to my other series. It's going to be unedited, or largely unedited, unless I lose the player stats or whatever it is. Then yeah, hopefully you enjoy it, and you follow me on the journey then. We love with care from me at Spinch. Until next time, I'll see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.